Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to be having a look at Cornell Notes. I'm going to explain each section to you, and then I'm going to show you how to rule up the template. So in Cornell Notes, you have 4 sections. 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the first section up the top here, this is where we write things like our name, the date, the topic, or the class that we're writing notes from. So it reminds you of what you were taking notes about. In this section here, this is where we write notes while we're reading or while we're watching a video. So in here, we write down some main points. We abbreviate, so all our notes are shortened, and we also paraphrase, meaning that we don't write exactly what was in the text, but we write something that means the same kind of thing, is very similar. So this all happens during reading or during watching a video if we're viewing. Over here in the cues section, this is done after we're taking our notes. And in here, we have a think about looking at our notes. We have a think about what's the main idea from the text we're reading or from the video that we're watching. We can also write down some vocabulary. All this that we write in here can be used for further study. So the vocabulary, we can look it up and find out the meaning of unknown vocabulary, all that sort of thing in here. We also use the main ideas. We can also use the main ideas later when we're looking back. Down the bottom here, this would be the final section that you would do. And that's where we write a summary. And this is written after reading or after the class. And it's a really brief summary, less than 20 words. And we use the main points. Again, if you're going to come back and look at your Cornell Notes, you'd use the cues section and the summary section to get an idea of what was happening in that class and what the reading was about or what the viewing was about if you were watching a video. Now, the next thing that we're going to have a look at is how to set up the template. So the way that I like to do it is I like to use my ruler, and I like to just put in some measurements before I begin. So the first thing that I normally do is I like to look down the bottom here and leave at least 3 lines for my summary. So you can see there's 3 lines here. So I rule across the bottom like this. And that's going to be for my summary. Now, the next thing that I like to do is set up the cues section. And so it's a sort of a long, narrow strip that goes along the side. So what I like to do is rule, or measure I should say, 6 centimeters across, and I put a little dot there. And then I do the same down here. Put a little dot there. And then I rule my line right through those 2 dots. Whoops, pencil broke. So now I've got my cues section. And then to create the name, date, topic, and class, I just rule a line along here. Better be careful with this pencil. Like so. And that's my Cornell Notes. The next thing I like to do is put a heading in. I'm just gonna resharpen that pencil. Up here I write cues. Over here, I like to leave that blank, and when let's say I might write Mr. O. The date today is the 4th of the 6th, 2022. The topic, let's say I'm reading about lions, and the class is reading. Okay, here I can write notes. And down the bottom, I'm going to write summary. There you go. So that's how you do it. So it's 6 centimeters across here. Oops. And then down here, draw lines. And that's it, guys. That's how we use Cornell Notes.